Good morning, Spokane. All right. Day is it's 4:30 in the morning. It is April. Oh, my eyes are still not there. April 25th, 2021. The year after the worst year ever. Okay, I got some fun for you this morning. Uh, this is the Spokane news. Oh man, so journalism is taking a dive. Uh, Look, I've said this over and over. Most of my life, I've been a cop hater. You know, when your first felony is when you're 8 years old, you tend to grow up on the wrong side of the law. I don't know very many people who experience juvenile at such tender ages that ever liked. Now, Jim Myers, I don't know, any of you old school bad boys out there remember Jim Myers, one of the greatest guys in the juvenile and local penal system. Hats off to Jim Myers. He's a good dude. After that, they all pretty much sucked. Anyways, so I'm not a big, but I keep saying, COVID makes for weird bedfellows. As far as I can tell, and I don't tell, I'm no snitch. Spokane police have done a fairly decent job of not creating bad situations during this pandemic. You gotta tip your hats off to them for doing that. So look, I'm a pretty hardcore critic of pretty much the whole world, and you gotta give props where they're doing. Spokane County Police or Spokane City Police. I don't know about the Valley. I don't go out there. Those, they want to talk about a shooting just waiting to happen. Anyway, so hats off to Spokane Police for not taking a situation that's already fucked up and making it worse. I just don't think they have. So there's isolated instances. So people need to fucking get right in their head. So I've always been a crook. But I grew up in a neighborhood. I hung out with pretty bad motherfuckers, and that influenced me to a great degree. I was always an outcast. It's hard when you're smarter than every kid in school early on. The only people I could hang out with were older kids because they're the only ones that were half fucking fun to hang out with because I was smarter than all the dumb car playing kids and little toy riding kids. And anyways, so yeah, I've always been fuck the police kind of guy. Now, that being said, I was raised to respect certain things like God and country and things like that. My parent, my dad was military, my brothers were military. Luckily, I wasn't raised in the same environment a lot of these activists are, or just maybe I'm just smart enough to realize that even though I didn't like the police were a necessary mechanism of society, and without them, society would crumble. They are a fundamental mechanism, a fundamental armature, an apparatus that, which over time has gotten out of hand. Power begets power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. We can see with Jay Sleazy. We can see with Joe Biden. It takes and again, everybody knows this. I'm not saying anything new. We need to rein in these fucking unions. It's crazy how these people go out to protest. The cops, who themselves are a part of organizations which are part of the problem. Case in point. Did you know a government employee is a Teamster? All right. So During the pandemic, when everyone else was out of work, many a Teamster actually got a 3% increase during the pandemic because it was in their contract. Now, as I was speaking to a few of these people, what are they supposed to do? Say no? I was like, yeah, but no one's going to. I didn't send back my stimulus check, so maybe who am I to talk, right? Right. I think the stimulus checks were wrong. First of all, they didn't get done fast enough, or if they were. We can talk about. I was against the stimulus, probably 100%, but let's say 90%. In order for me to really get on board with those stimulus checks, first of all, I probably shouldn't have got paid. I probably would have wiped people who have an income coming in shouldn't get paid. Why? How are they suffering? Right? Anyways, there's all sorts of reasons I hate the stimulus checks. I do. I don't think they were right, but I took mine. Then somebody took my third one, so I didn't get my third one. And you know what? Life goes on. I will eventually because, fuck, I could really use $1,400 right now. Fucking Audi's all fucked up. Bam. 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 All right. Stay focused. See, that's my problem. This is why I need a sidekick. A co-host. Somebody who can help keep me focused by flashing me her tits and going, woo, or slap girl, bam. Probably people prefer the slap girl. I prefer the tits girl. But anyways, so, as a young cop hater, I never wanted to demolish the police because I understood society. If there's no society, who am I going to rob? Come on. It's fucking, I was never really a robber. Bit of a fucking thief, though. Look, I'm not proud of it. I'm really not proud of a lot of it. But, it is what it is. I'm not going to run from my past. I was a fucking major fucking piece of shit. Major. Colonel, even. 5-star general. 4-star? Hotel? I don't know. What are you doing later? Focus, Cameron. Second cup of coffee. I slept in today. Focus again. All right, so I've never been a big pro cop guy, but I am a pro solve problems kind of guy. And I've never been a big union guy. Look, the union ran Kaiser out of this town. I don't care if Kaiser was doing some shitty shit. I believe Kaiser was doing some shitty shit. Kaiser did some really shitty shit on its way out. But that's 1,200 jobs we don't have in this town now because a bunch of people who I knew personally didn't deserve the shit they're asking for. I'm just calling like I said. I knew these people. They're on my pool team. We hung out and drank beer twice a fucking week. Went down to Vegas. Well, they did. I didn't. Fuck that shit. In my opinion, if out of high school, that's all you got out of high school, and you don't really have any college, because you're not real smart, and you get a job at Kaiser, and 20 years later, you've got a really nice house with 2 cars and a boat, and your kid's going to college, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and get back to work. Roll that motherfucking steel. Now, work environment issues, okay. You did it for 20 years, you're not dead. Fuck. Anyways. So, because and I'm a fucking conservative. I don't believe in unions. It's not that I don't believe in unions. I believe they're only useful for so long, and then they're corrupted, and then they become more of a problem than than the solution they solved. But, like I said, I'm somebody who likes to be open-minded to each individual situation. I think Amazon probably could use a solid union right now because Right now, it'd probably do a lot of good for those workers to have a solid union. But I know, eventually, probably take Amazon down, which might be a fucking good thing. Break that fucker up. Distracted. Okay, so, what's up here? All right, so I gotta turn my sound on. So, we kind of get a feeling for how I feel about the cops. I'm more of a supporter right now than I am a denier. But these fucking people are stupid. The journalist isn't that bright. She's a propagandist. Well, listen.
A mass action against police brutality. Community members mourn the loss of their loved ones that have died by...
These aren't the same causes. Okay, fuck. When cops kill people wrongly, they need to go to court. Charges need to be filed, and they need to be brought to justice. I don't believe in immunity in our government. That makes two classes of citizens. That's against our government constitution. So, police brutality is different than causing the death of citizens, criminal or not, wrongfully. Now, police brutality is something that is hard to track. Let's say, I've been arrested probably 100 times. Maybe 70. Serious. Since I was a kid, 70? Probably somewhere in that neighborhood. I'd say a third of those I got beat the fuck up to. Look, man, you're looking at the first paraplegic that ever got hogtied in his home, wheelchair left behind, and thrown in the back of a cop car like a fucking six-pack. I'm paraplegic. They hogtied me. All right? And I'm just telling you, all right? You want to talk about police brutality? They hogtied a motherfucking paraplegic like a fucking six-pack, left my wheelchair at the house and threw me in the back of the cop car and took me downtown. And those charges got dropped, by the way. Those charges got motherfucking dropped. Dan motherfucking Cerna. Anyways. So, I've never once filed a complaint against the Spokane police. Several times I probably fucking goddamn should have. But, for me, I knew in my heart most of the time I fucking deserved it. I don't know if I deserved it that night. That night I didn't. That night was seriously fucked up. Hog tying a fucking paraplegic because I fucked your wife. That's fucked up. All right. Anyways. Okay. So, yeah. So, I'm a different type of crook. I believe in accountability as a citizen crook. I'm not trying to break the system. I was just trying to get ahead in that system, understanding that system needed to function or there's no one to crook against. I don't know. It's more than that. I was raised different. I still had certain, I knew what sin was. I started to understand. It took me a long time. I don't know. Fuck. These people are all fucking wrong. Their morals are all screwed up. They don't have principle. They don't have good philosophy. And I'm laughing at them. Har. Let's laugh together.
Force here in the inland Northwest, Morgan Chow spoke with an activist who says one major thing needs to happen for the community to heal.
Regina, the rain did not deter any activists from rallying together to fight against police brutality. A dozen or so community...
What a dumb thing to say. What a dumb thing to say, you dumb cunt. You only had 12 people show up. To say, let's listen again. It's early.
Regina, the rain did not deter any activists from rallying together to fight against police brutality.
But only 12 showed up. That means No one gives a fuck, dear. Should they give a fuck? Well, that's a matter of opinion. And I think if what you're saying is true, that the rain didn't deter anyone from showing up, and that's all you got, then it's a done deal. We're moving on. There's no fucking police violence currently with the current cops out there right now and the current people on the show. By nobody showing up right now, especially with George Floyd, especially with all the fucking dumbass people getting shot right now. All right.
So community members gathered together to listen to speakers share their experience with local law enforcement.
I had a great time with the cops last night. We were at the strip club. Yeah, motherfucker got me 3 lap dances. I loved it.
The Spokane Community Against Racism, or SCAR, shows data from the FBI that the Spokane Police Department is the 3rd deadliest force in the United States. Anwar Peace is a police accountability activist.
All right. Let's do some research here. If you want a copy of this book, I gotta remember what the hell it is. Blue. Whatever. Okay, let me get over here. Go here. No. Google. A book about early Spokane years called Blue Something. Breaking Blue by Timothy Egan. Good reads. In 1935, the Spokane police regularly extorted sex, food, and money from the reluctant hobos, many of them displaced farmers who had fled the Midwest during the Dust Bowl, robbed dairies, and engaged in all manners of nefarious crimes. All right, so that's from 1935. So I'm just gonna say right now, Spokane was a rough motherfucking place. We're roughnecks, baby. All right. So people come to our city, where we've always been roughnecks. We've always been loggers and miners and trackers and bear hunters. We're fucking rough breed up here, baby. This place was hard to fucking tame down. And to survive our native friends who were more than happy to trophy hunt our ass when the time was right. I don't know. Just saying. If it wasn't for smallpox, this still might be. Oh, by the way, side note. God damn it, I hate my life. A side note. No side notes. Spokane's are roughnecks. We always have been. Do we need to civilize? Sure, what not? But so this is how you lie with statistics. This is how you lie with statistics.
Spokane, it shows data from the FBI that the Spokane Police Department is the 3rd deadliest force in the...
All right, so that gives us some idea. The farthest back they could go is how long the FBI has been tracking these numbers. So we're talking 50s, right? All right, maybe they've got information. How far back did they start? Because Spokane in the 70s was called the Little Apple, the Little New York. Crime was so prevalent here in the 70s. All right. And this is I know because my family was born and fucking raised here, 3rd generation. All right. So, compared to how it was in the 80s and 70s, I remember growing up, walking through Hilliard at night, getting in a fight, as a 15-year-old, getting in a fight with grown men, coming home at the bar, because I was out stealing bikes with me and my friends. You know who you are. You know who you are. I was the one that was fighting these grown men, not them. But hey, everybody's got their part to play, right? All right. So, how far back are we going with those statistics to say Spokane is the 3rd? And I believe it. I mean, I don't deny it. I'm not saying she's wrong or the FBI are yeah, we're pretty rough around here, especially late. And nowadays, okay, so I've been out of the game for a while. I'm turning on the news now going, what the people dying left and right, so fuck. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just old and decrepit, and the cops aren't fucking with me anymore because I'm a nobody. That could be. I'm going to start crying and start committing more crimes just to be famous again. No. I'm trying to do it right. But I'm imagining that if you go back to the right spot, this is how they lie with statistics. If you go back to the right spot, the numbers will fluctuate. Who's the top? Who's the top 10? Who's the top 20? If you go back far enough, if you went back far enough, we'd fall out of the top 100 because we weren't around to have crimes happening. Anyways. Quiz, trivia. How long has police officers been in America? How long has there been a position of city-ordained municipality police force? Another 5 points if you can name what city it started in. I believe it was 1887 when the first municipality, city folk, organized their first police department. I've never been sheriffs, but sheriffs roamed the county. There were marshals. Marshals roamed the state. But first, actual civilian police force that was done in like 1887, Boston. In Boston. Think I'm lying? Let's see. I might be. I tend to. No, I don't. I'm an honest, reformed. When was the first police department formed? In what city? The history of policing. Now, the night watch. Okay, so. Oh no. Boston created a night watch. Okay, I had one right. 1630. But that wasn't the police. That was not the police. That was something else. Fucker. God, I hate Windows. Get back over here. 1830. Oh yeah, Philadelphia created the first day watch in 1833. New York instituted a day watch in 1845. Now, these weren't police officers like that. These were thugs. All right. By the 1880s, all major U.S. cities had municipal police forces in place. So the night watch were generally big fucking brawly dudes you didn't want to fuck with that got paid by the rich to protect their property at night. Those are the remnants of the first police officers. They were the thugs, the big dummies that could bang really hard, that slept outside your fucking place at night, got paid to get drunk in the morning. They were not the knights of the fucking round table. I'm getting distracted here. All right. What's new? All right. Oh, come on. Okay, so.
Anwar Peace is a police accountability activist and is on the Spokane Human Rights Commission. He is promoting the Mass Action Against Police Brutality rally at Riverfront Park. He believes police reform is necessary and essential for the community to come together.
I don't think that there can actually be any kind of community healing that takes place.
Whoa! Is that Rachel Dolezal's husband? Come on, Spokane. Haven't we had enough of fake, baked Afro white people acting like they're black? Come on, people. Fuck, that's all we're known for. Gonzaga basketball and white people afros. Fuck.
Police departments admit that they have a problem inside their police departments. It's been really difficult.
Yeah, it's called the clap. These fucking millennials are fucking bisexual little hound dogs. Fuck, back in the cars. Hey, is cell number 42? No, Officer Pete and Officer Fred are still back there.
Trying to affect change when there is specific leadership here that has a history of being confrontational towards.
Okay, another fact. Okay, we brought in a police chief, I believe, from Chicago to clean this place up a few years back. Let's get there. Get there quicker, Cameron. Spokane police chief fired over sexual harassment allegations. Frank Straub resigned, wasn't fired. All right. This dude, oh God, turn fucking Windows. Stop it. Give me back my fucking. I don't. This poor motherfucker had no idea we're roughnecks, that we don't fuck around. So he comes. We hired this motherfucker to clean up Spokane. Police department. This was after Auto Zim. A bunch of bad things going on. Bunch of lying motherfuckers, because they are good old boys club. So they bring in this tough guy. I believe from Chicago. I could be wrong on the Chicago. Anyway, federal judge dismissed the lawsuits Wednesday from former Spokane police chief. Let's see how that go. Kip Hill, 2016. We'll see where that went. That's some good side stuff. Anyways, we don't fuck around with Spokane. He got set up. He got motherfucking set up by a honey trap. And then when the honey trap was going south because he wasn't playing ball, they started filing some complaints on him. He got honey trapped. We don't fuck around in Spokane, all right? People, they have no idea what they're getting involved with. They don't know what they're talking about here.
Community change efforts, in that these same community leaders have not offered their own advice on how.
So, I mean, this guy, I'm not, okay, so Mr. Afro Man, he's correct in many ways here. I don't want to alienate anyone against reform. But I just could, I mean, man, what's with the fucking Afro? No one's going to take you serious except your activist buddies, all 9 of them, with that motherfucking haircut. This dude seems to be the wrong type of guy. All right, let's get serious. Let's wear a tie. Let's have people take you seriously. Because if you get up on stage with that hair in front of any type of mass audience, they're going to do what I do. Laugh. Which is wrong. I've laughed. I now listen to what he says because I can laugh or kill the messenger and still get the message.
The department.
This summer during...
Have not offered efforts rotational towards community change efforts, in that these same community leaders have not offered their own advice on how they're going to fix the.
What problem?
Trying to affect change when there is specific leadership here that has a history of being confrontational towards community change efforts, in that specific leadership here that has a history of being confrontational towards community change efforts.
Okay, this is the problem with fucking leftists. Vague. This guy's got an opportunity. No, but this is what he's saying. We don't know what to do, but we want change. That's stupid. This is why these people fail. I don't like failing. I hate failing. This dude doesn't know how to fix it, but he wants it to be fixed. And he's pissed that people that are in charge aren't putting forth ideas on how to fix it. But if they don't believe it needs fixing, why would they be thinking about how to fix it? You can't blame the junkyard dog for wanting to bite people when they come in the junkyard. How come that junkyard dog isn't figuring out better ways of patrolling at night? You're fucking, these people, they don't think past their fucking afro. Fake or real. All right? If they also don't put forth what problems are, now I can put forth many a problem I have with Spokane policing in the 90s and 2000s that COVID is kind of erased for now, so I don't know if they exist or not anymore, but I can put them forth. First of all, like mandating somebody has to go to jail on domestic violence calls. Somebody has to go to jail every time. Why is that a bad thing, Cameron? Well, because if a neighbor calls the cops because 2 people are yelling, whether it's the first time they got into an altercation, yelling fight, or the 20th, somebody has to go to jail law or policy or ordinance. Over time, trust me, I know, will escalate domestic violences that are already taking place. Because if you hear the cops are called and you know you're going to jail, you know you're fucked, that's going to enrage you more, boy or girl. And you might then become so emotionally enraged, you take more drastic steps in that domestic violence than you would have if you weren't sure you were going to go to jail anyways. That's psychology, baby. So if I was up here and this guy, and this was a problem I was having, because maybe African Americans, males, go to jail more often, even though they hadn't actually assaulted some cunt, right? I would be putting that forth as, hey, we need to change the way we police domestic violence so African American males aren't going to jail all the time because they're getting set up by some dumb hoe on heroin. That's a real problem. That's how you frame a real problem so that the police have some way of going, okay, let's see if this is true. But these vague statements about what's wrong with we need to change the police for community and equality and equity and racism. What the fuck does that fucking mean? Doesn't mean a fucking thing. Tell me what your problems are. And if I'm the leader, if I'm the police chief or mayor or something, maybe if you define what your problems are, specifically, we can work to alleviate those, or we can say, sorry, that's police are confrontational. Most of the job deals with bad guys. That's what they do. It's kind of a confrontational, it's kind of fucking morons. Okay. My space bar is not acting right today.
These same community leaders have not offered their own advice on how
to
fix the department.
Because you're not defining how they should fix
George
it.
Floyd and Black Lives.
So let's get down to some serious eggs and bacon. Ooh, it's time for breakfast. Serious eggs and bacon here. We have a real problem in this city because all these fucking Californians want to run the fucking place. They fucking burnt their fucking place. They fucking run it into the ground with their stupid fucking laws that can only make things worse. And they want to come up here and make the same fucking laws. Wonder what's going to happen. Huh? Try again. We need a much, much, much bigger jail. I have a plan for that. You'll love it. It's great. I can fix all this. You just need to crown me Lord Emperor of Spokane. Why not? We need a bigger jail, much bigger jail. Why? So, get unprotected cops. You can't tell a cop which laws to enforce and which ones not to. Oh, this motherfucker on the street can loiter and bang some dope in front of everyone, but then I'm going to give this motherfucker a traffic ticket or a parking ticket or even some other more severe type of community policing. That's how you breed discontent in a society. I'm paying taxes, I'm going to work, and you just towed my fucking car for no tabs? This happened to me. You just towed my fucking car for no tabs? Because I just spaced it off? But you're letting these motherfuckers bang heroin right downtown in front of all these businesses, and you towed my fucking Jeep Cherokee because the neighbors don't like my friend I loaned it to, and I didn't realize I didn't have tabs, which I do have tabs on now. This is how you're so discontent. The laws that are in place all need to be enforced. If you can't do that, none get enforced. Discontent. So what we need to do is build a really big jail. So, 2 reasons though. Liberals don't like that because they think the cops will just start arresting people. And they will. The conservatives don't like it because they don't want to pay for it. So you got 2 opposing sides. So here's how you know if your policy is probably the right thing to do. If both sides don't like it, it's probably right on the spot. You You don't want policies that they both agree to. You want policies they both don't like. All right? I'm sorry. It seems to run that way. Anyways. But you need to make the jail in a way where inmates get treated humanely. They get out time. Out time isn't outside in the fucking sun. They get out of these cells. They have books and resources to feed their brain while they're in jail, and they don't get abused by cops because okay, so another problem. Prison guard unions have made fucking local jails fucking dungeons. That needs to end. We need to go back to when jails were ran in humane ways with humane out times, humane policies. Look, we can get into that. Second thing we need to do. In the 1960s, insane asylums were shut down in America, and rightly so, for the most part. Highly abusive, really bad shit going on there. Not good. But that type of stuff has left crazies to roam around in the homeless community, causing problems and committing crimes, which if you've got nowhere to put these people humanely, that's a problem. We've got a mental institute called Eastern out here that's a fucking nightmare. And they're shutting that nightmare down too because apparently everybody wants to be a fucking nurse, but nobody wants to be a real nurse. They all want the cushy jobs at Sacred Heart, right? And be social workers, but nobody wants to be very social with the crazies and the people that they're designed to fucking help. Social workers weren't meant to interact with the rich while their people were dying. That's the nurse's job. But these social workers that work at Sacred Heart want to work with anybody except the poor. Social workers are supposed to be about helping the poor, not the handicapped. The handicapped aren't necessarily the only domain for social workers. And some of these social workers do not want to deal with drug addicts and homeless. And so get in a different field, motherfuckers.
Spokane law enforcement used tear gas on peaceful protesters. In the wake of...
Oh my God! Say it isn't so! They used tear gas? Like everybody started crying? I thought liberals loved crying. I thought that was their thing. They should tear gas should be like a aphrodisiac for them motherfuckers. Oh, I'm crying. Let me suck your dick. Oh, can I suck your dick, please? All right? Tear gas. They're complaining about tear gas as police brutality. Morons! Fucking morons! Jeez. Would you rather than give them out the rubber bullets? Those fuckers bruise. So, on the night, I got hogtied, like a six-pack, thrown in the back of the car. Well, let's just say downtown, I wasn't real happy about that when I got booked into jail without my wheelchair, and they gave me some piece of crap ones without even a place to put my feet. So I got maced in booking on the same night. I was not having a good night. You want to talk about bad nights. Be a paraplegic who gets hogtied, thrown in the back of a police car, thrown downtown, and then fucking maced. Bear maced. And I've never filed a fucking complaint. Not fucking one. If you're going to be a crook, fucking toughen up, buttercup. Okay? If you're going to be a rioter, toughen up, buttercup. You fucking crybaby motherfuckers. Fuck, what's wrong with this world?
As to how police react to protest, law enforcement used tear gas on peaceful protesters. In the wake of Officer Chauvin's guilty verdict, Washington legislators...
Why the fuck is Spokane giving a fuck about Officer Chavez and piece of shit George Floyd? What state is Minneapolis in, motherfuckers? Half these bum fuck dummies couldn't even tell you. Michigan? Ohio? Minneapolis, Ohio? Minneapolis, Michigan? North Dakota? Where's Minneapolis at? Indiana? Now they're confused. Now ask them. Go ahead. Where's that? Buffalo. Buffalo, that's where it's at. Buffalo? Buffalo. 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 This why is this on the news? It's propaganda. 1984. Fucking, Orwell shit.
Major changes to how police react to protests, riots, and events. Mayors, county executives, or even the governor would have to give their approval.
Fuck. Tyranny, fucking tyranny, fucking tyranny. If the Caps can't go to a fucking riot and knock a few heads around, what kind of society are we living in? For real.
Well, before police could use tear gas to quell riots.
Yeah, instead of shooting them,
I reached out to several local jurisdictions.
She blew a couple of administrations. What'd you do? I'm sorry, honey.
Protests, riots, and events. Mayors, county executives, or even the governor would have to give their approval before police could use tear gas to quell riots.
Tyranny.
I reached out to several local jurisdictions.
With her mouth.
But nobody was able to talk today. However...
Sorry, honey. You're too skinny. We like some ass around here.
The City of Spokane, SPD, and the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, in addition to local activists, are supposed to be coming
Look how long that fucking neck
together
is.
for roundtables.
Wow, she could probably like 12 inches down that motherfucker.
On police reform. They haven't happened yet after being proposed this summer. Reporting in Riverfront Park.
Look at that gangster fucking hat she's got there. Yeah, she's looking all fucking thuggish right there.
Morgan Trow, Creme 2 News.
Morgan Trow? Morgan Trow? Paving that trowel? Digging that trowel? I guess I'm done. Resist COVID thinking. Don't defund the police. Cancel unions. No. Cancel culture's wrong. Cancel culture. Check on your loved ones. Check on them often. I'm outie.